Hello everyone, welcome to episode 10 of the 2D Sportsbar. I had a few weeks off, but we're back hopefully for every week. But unfortunately today, I haven't got my family dinner with me. I've got our first ever special guest. We've got Oli, who is an Arsenal fan. So we're going to get into a lot of stuff probably later on. But yeah.
Hello everyone.
Yeah, you go every home game, season ticket holder, aren't you, Oli?
Yeah, season ticket holder, home and away when I can. Try and go as much as I can. Just come back from Newcastle at the weekend. Obviously, that wasn't the best of results for us, but I'm sure we'll speak about that shortly.
Yeah, a lot to say on that game, especially with Arteta as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we could go. So, how do you think? Well, we'll talk about Arsenal. So obviously, you're here, first appearance on the podcast. How do you think Arsenal season started so far?
Very, very slowly.
Slowly.
We've not started as well as what we. I think we've started how we finished last season. To be honest with you, last season at the start of the season, we were very fast-paced football, fluid. People couldn't get near us. This season, I feel like it was very sluggish. I'm not sure if that's because we've not had the strongest 11 out week in, week out. Obviously, Havertz has come in. I think he's doing all right. I don't think Arteta quite knows where to play him yet. Jesus has been out injured. He's come back for a couple of games, and unfortunately, he's injured again now. But yeah, I think we could be doing better. Some results haven't really gone our way, especially the 2-2 draw at Chelsea. We didn't turn up, but shows how far we've come, because a couple of years ago we could have lost that 3 or 4-0, but to turn that around was a good result. Yeah. Again, weekend, Newcastle 1-0. It's a tough place to go up at St James's Park, especially when they get that crowd behind them. It's like a 12th man on that pitch, and well, they had the 12th man there, and they also had the 13th man with the referee that day. So
I remember you went up a couple of years ago to Newcastle, and I'd say it was probably a different type of performance from Arsenal.
Yeah.
Where before was it spanked by 3-0?
No, 2-0. It was
2-0.
Yeah. Monday night, flew up there on the Monday. I remember that very well, and
I'm surprised you went back, to be honest.
Always, mate. Oh, well, I say that. Went to West Ham in the week, and I think that was that was in the cup, obviously. 3-0 after 60 minutes, and I think I've seen enough. Yeah, I'll put my hands up and say that I left early that day, but 3-1 end result wasn't the greatest. Seen us win, lose, and draw at that new London Stadium, and I'm safe to say I don't think I'll be going back there. It's not a nice ground. It's not a footballing ground. It is built for athletics.
Far away, isn't it?
Well, it's awful to get to in and out of as well. It's any Arsenal fans that are listening and have been to London Stadium, any football fans that are listening and have been to London Stadium, that away end is not, I think that's worse than the Newcastle one. As far away from the pitch as possible, but yeah, not a good result there. So like I say, Arsenal been a bit sluggish. Obviously we got the win in the week against Seville. Only need a point now to qualify for Champions League, which I think, looking at the group and what we got drawn with, you would have been hoping we would have been in that position. Unfortunately, we lost to Lens, whoever you want to call him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're in a good place now. Hopefully get 3 points against Burnley at the weekend and go into the international break on a high.
Yeah, sitting in fourth at the moment.
Yeah.
Just behind Spurs. Who's done started well.
Yeah, I thought they won the league after 9 games, didn't they?
Oh, it started early.
Yeah, little bite.
But yeah, as Postecoglou, 3 months in a row, he's now won Man of the Month. But
win it again.
Yeah, he's won it again.
Oh. I don't know what the Premier League's affiliation is with Tottenham at the moment, but I've never seen a club lose 4-1 at home in a London derby and get so much praise for how they played and this high line and Ange this, Ange that. I see a tweet earlier by the official Premier League account saying about their goalkeeper Vicario. They said Vicario, that is the tweet, and it was a compilation of his saves against Chelsea. And I thought, the guy can see the 4 goals. Yeah, like if that was Arsenal at home to Chelsea and we'd lost 4-1, and Granit Xhaka got a red card back in the day, you really think everyone would be praising Arteta for the way he was? No. There's something going wrong there. They've got really big media hype at the moment with Tottenham. But they're
Well,
not
it's like
doing
United, though, isn't it? They always put that. There's always a dampener at United, whatever's happening. Always find something to. It's like we won against Fulham, but apparently, we played shocking, and still,
Still managed to pull it through, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway,
Well,
yeah. So the games at the weekend. Quickly, just run through those.
yeah, go for it.
Well, while I've got you here, and I'll say about the Arsenal Spurs game. You went to the game, didn't you?
Yeah.
Disappointed, I'm guessing.
With the 2-2.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I think we were lucky, I would say, on the day. Again, this is me being typical Arsenal, but that was Ange Postecoglou's moment to say, I'm here, I'm the new Tottenham boss, and I've just won at the Emirates. He bottled it big time. We were there for the taking, and I think he took Son and Maddison off. Did he? I can't remember now.
Yeah, I think he
took
took
two
some.
best players off and brought on Højbjerg and somebody else and just shut up shop and said, do you know what, I'm going to take the draw here. But we were there for the taking. Again, that just shows, again, where Arsenal have come as well, to be in that position and hold on. Obviously, we don't want to be drawing games like that. We want to be getting as many 3-point games as we can. But it is what it is. You can't really moan at the start that we've had. Obviously, the first loss at the weekend.
If you're Spurs, you're going to Arsenal. You take a draw.
Of course you do, but when we're there for the taking, like we were, I think if you were a Tottenham fan that day, you would have been disappointed. I was happy as an Arsenal fan that we got the point.
Did you ever send it off, was it?
No, we didn't have a send it. No, nobody got sent off that day, I don't think.
You were just poor.
We were just poor. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, no sending off that day. Obviously, we went 1-0 up, and then Son scored, and that was that VAR controversy, wasn't it, for the Bukayo Saka penalty?
Oh, another one.
Yeah, yeah, VAR. Always something, isn't it? And then Son went up the other end and scored straight away, and backs against the wall for Arsenal. And I'm just looking at it now, 78th minute, he brought off Maddison for Højbjerg and brought off Son for Richarlison, and the game just went stale after that. I think we had a couple of chances to win it. They had a couple of chances to win it, but I thought as soon as he made them changes, you could see the game was going to go out and fizzle out for a draw, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the weekend United was the first game. Obviously, we won 1-0 after a few bad results. Obviously, we lost in the week again against Copenhagen. What a mess that game was for a variety of reasons.
One win in the last 4.
Yeah. Brentford won 3-2 against West Ham.
Did you see Kudus' goal?
I did.
West Ham?
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah.
What a goal!
There's some good goals this weekend.
You could see that happening though. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. I always say this as an Arsenal fan. Whenever we lose a game to a lower league opposition, you always look at it and go, I can guarantee they'll lose at the weekend. They've put all their eggs in one basket to beat Arsenal, and they'll go and lose at the weekend. And blow me, they've gone on West Ham, put all their eggs in one basket, beat us in the week 3-1, and then they go and lose away at Brentford. Now, I know Brentford are no mugs, but still, to go there and be 2-1 up at half time and then lose the game 3-2, not a great result.
No, you don't expect that from a Moyes side either.
No.
Sit behind the ball and grind out the win. But yeah, 3-2 to Brentford. Mopay scored again.
I was speaking to my friend who's a Brentford fan, and he said this Mopay's first goal for Brentford in 10 years. And I was like, what? And then I realised that he's left the club about 10 years ago and he's just come back.
I think it's his first goal in 45 games, though, or around that.
Wow.
So, at least maybe he'll be on a run now of goals or something. But Palace won 2-0 at Burnley. Burnley still struggling. I think Company refusing, it seems, to play a different style of football or get a different.
I'll always remember they were on the
plan.
first game of the season against Manchester City on that Friday night, and you know how Sky hype up every game at the start of the season, and they had an interview with Vincent Kompany at the start of the game, before the game started, and he said Burnley, we've changed the style of football. We are not going to give up. And this isn't word for word quote, but he did say something along the lines of, we might not be at our best today, but we will improve every week because that is what we're working on the training ground.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't really see them improving. I'm just looking at their results at the moment. The 3-0 loss to Man City. Then they lost again at Villa. They got a win away at Forest, but since then they've got 1 point. Obviously they beat Luton, but I mean everyone beats Luton, apart from Liverpool. But yeah, they're looking like they're most likely going to go down. I think because I don't really see them picking up points anytime soon.
Yeah, it's like when do you see no improvement, or where you've got to make a change? Like how long in the season do you go until you think, oh well, I'm not getting up points here, we're in trouble?
Well, I don't see who's going to come in and change that, because I think Vincent Kompany is quite stubborn in his ways, and I think he will stick to the game plan that he's trying to implement at Burnley. I mean, Burnley, Turf Moor, the whole town. I've been to Burnley. The whole town loves football. They love Burnley. They all look like they're from Burnley. They all sound like they're from Burnley. They all love Burnley. Burnley tops match days, not match days. It's always Burnley. Like, they live and breathe football up there. But I don't think their fans are going to be too impressed with the way they've started this season. I mean, we're 11 games in, and they're sitting joint bottom with.
Do you think they're taking the Dyche then?
You
think they'd take Dyche, keeping them up, over what they're playing now, potentially staying up?
I don't. They loved Sean Dyche when they were up there. When I was up there, they loved Sean Dyche. He was there for 10 years, I think, was he?
Yeah, he was there for a while.
Maybe a bit shorter, but that's all they ever knew. Obviously, Kompany's come in. They've absolutely smashed the Championship last season. They've come up, and how many teams do we see come up in the Premier League when they've smashed the Championship and try and play the way that they're playing, and the manager goes after 15 games? And I think that's going to be the same thing here with Burnley.
Yeah. Move on. Everton, Brighton. I think Everton played well this game. They were unlucky not to get the win. Brighton equalised 84th minute with a Ashley Young OG.
See that? Yeah. I mean,
bit unlucky OG as well.
I mean, Goodison Park's not the easiest place to go. Again, it's another ground up north where the fans, if they get behind that team, then they can get any result over the line. I mean, if they don't start well, I'm sure as an Evertonian, you will give them players and let them know that they need to step it up. It's not a case of sit there, just go watch the football and you get a load of tourists. That's not like it at all up at Everton. They expect so much more. I mean, they had the Frank Lampard days, got lucky. Sean Dyche is there now. I don't really think they're happy with Sean Dyche.
I don't know why. I mean, he ain't got much budget, and
I know they are in financial trouble as well. They had them that come out in the week, didn't they, about how they might be getting sanctioned themselves. I mean, let's just forget about Manchester City for a minute, shall we? With their 115 breaches, let's go to little Tin Pot Everton and breach them for 10 points as well coming into the season and relegate them. I mean, it ain't looking good. But on a positive note for Everton, they've got their stadium coming, and it looks like it's nearly done for next season.
Yeah, and they got Calvert-Lewin back. He's been playing well recently. Yeah. But Brighton ain't 1 in 4. Drawn, lost.
Did pick up 3 points in the Europa League last night, which I think is a massive win that is, to go to Ajax and get 3 points, although Ajax aren't doing too well at the moment, so you would expect them to get that. I think they're going to progress out the group. Later on in the season, I think they might tend to struggle a little bit, Brighton, with the squad depth, playing Thursday, Sunday.
It'd be interesting to see how they get on. City, another game, 6-1, easy win.
Do you know what? I didn't even see that it was 6-1, to be fair. I did see that Doku.
Yeah, Doku got 4 assists.
6-1. Flatters them, I guess.
Sheffield United beat Wolves 2-1. I'm surprised Gary O'Neill. Did you see Gary O'Neill on Monday Night Football? And he came out and done a massive game plan
against Bournemouth. He's been to his old team, smashed them, got them 3 points, and come on the telly on the Monday and told everyone exactly how he done it.
I couldn't believe that. I was like,
good.
I don't know, should he have done it? You don't see managers going on Sky Sports or something showcasing what they've done the week prior.
No, I know, but I'll give him a lot of credit for that. Would he have still gone on there if they'd lost the game on Saturday? I'm not sure. But yeah, going back to the Sheffield United Wolves game, did you see the penalty decision in the last minute?
Yeah, but I thought it was a bit harsh, wasn't it?
You take it if it's for you, but if it's against you, you're absolutely fuming, I think.
Yeah, they haven't had the best luck this year, Wolves.
No, and I mean that's a massive 3 points for Sheffield United. Puts them, it sounds silly, but puts them on 4 points. First win of the season. Hopefully for them, they can kick on.
Yeah, and then your game, Newcastle Arsenal, was there yourself.
Well, very feisty, wasn't it?
It was a feisty game. A lot of tackles going in first half. I think there was potentially a red for each team, maybe.
I do agree there. I do agree.
You know how playing football, a bit of aggression and stuff. But I think the Bruno one was bored. You can't do that.
No,
you can't elbow someone at the back of the head.
No,
and have nothing.
This isn't the MMA. This is St James's Park playing football on a Saturday 5:30. This isn't in a cage. Do you know what I mean? This is football. Yeah, disappointed from an Arsenal fan's point of view. I mean, I would have taken the point the longer the game went on. The goal, the controversy behind it. Thank you, Gary Neville, can I say, for letting me know, teaching me how the physics of a sphere works. Now I know what a sphere looks like from different angles. Cheers for that. Yeah, the ball was probably in play. Was it inconclusive? Was it offside? Well, we'll never know. But I do think it was a push. And the thing that gets me, Dylan, is if there's been like trouble in the stands, 20 rows back. There's been trouble in the stands 20 rows back. Within an hour, within 10 minutes, they will have your face. They'll know where you sit, where you live, blah, 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 because the cameras are on you. You're going to watch a football match and to tell me that there's no cameras down that byline, either way from corner flag to corner flag or between the goals. There's no camera to tell you that ball is definitely in or out of play. And there's no cameras to tell you because they said they haven't got the angles or something. There's not sufficient evidence, VAR have said, to tell you that there's no camera angle to tell you if it's offside or not as well. How can they not? It really baffles me.
I get that, but without VAR there, football was always an opinion-based game. You'd have decisions that were always, you're not sure on that one. Might have been out. Do you remember the West Ham United game a couple of years ago where I think Pogba hit a massive long ball up the pitch and everyone was saying it was out of play as it was going in and he didn't know, and I think they gave the goal in the end. So there's always that sort of controversy in the game.
Yeah, but if you're going to try and perfect it by having officials in there, then I do think you need to have the right tools there to help these officials out. You can't expect these officials to be making these decisions with not all the right camera angles there to make it. Because I definitely think it was a foul. He's put two hands on the back of his.
Oh yeah, I think it's a foul.
Because at the end of the day, if that's anywhere else on the pitch, it's a foul. It's a free kick, and I just don't understand what they're watching now, mate. I really don't.
I think that's definitely a push. The ball off the pitch is debatable. I'll say play on there. But yeah, two hands in the back, pushing him in the back.
I mean, there was a game yesterday in the Champions League. On Wednesday in the Champions League. I can't remember who it was with. And the exact same thing happened. The attacker's jumped up. He's used his arms as leverage to leap up above the defender. And they gave goal disallowed. So why are the rules different for VAR in the European games compared to the Premier League games?
Well, yeah, did you see some of the penalties that the United game had on Wednesday?
Excuse me. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I did see it. Yeah.
It's like the handball's different in that competition than the Premier League. And yeah, I just think VAR needs a massive relook in terms of how it's put in.
I think they need to have some sort of independent, not adjudicator, I'm trying to find the right word, but someone independent to come in and review it and to be there at every game and say, no, that's wrong. Before reviewing a decision, that person looks at it. There's too many people involved in VAR and the refereeing in this country where they have affiliations with these clubs. I mean, someone done like a post on Twitter the other day about how all these referees are from up north and things like that. So all the northern clubs get the favour when they play the southern clubs. And there's too much affiliation with like football. I think you said to me the other day about how there's no youth system for being a referee.
Isn't. Yeah, you should have that.
I did catch it in the European games in the week. They are actually advertising on the back of the referee shirt saying, be a referee. But nobody,
who would?
nobody gets up in the morning as a kid and goes, do you know what? I want to follow my hero, Mike Dean. I want to be Mike Dean. Nobody wants to be Mike Dean. People want to be Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar. People don't want to be Bukayo Saka. People don't want to be. People don't want to be Martin Atkinson, Michael Oliver, Mike Dean, Howard Webb. People don't want to be these people because they see the amount of abuse they get. I don't see where we're going to move on from it because. Or the other thing is be a bit more transparent about how you're giving these decisions. Don't have it so that clubs have to write letters to the PGMOL to find out the audio clips and things like that. Just have it where in rugby, I've watched a couple of the games at the World Cup just gone. It's so clear. These people, the officials have got cameras on them.
Yeah, but some of those decisions weren't great.
Of course, but they've got but they were going by the laws of the game. That's why they were giving them fouls and the red cards that they were, because the laws of the game had changed. Whereas now in football, they should have the same thing where it comes out, and as a match-going supporter, to stand there and not know what is going on, straight away, when something happens, I pick my phone up out of my hand and see the group chat, see what they're saying, because they're watching it on the telly. They can see what they're talking about. Gary Neville on commentary saying, oh, they're giving the goal here in Stockley Park. I can hear them saying that they've not got the evidence. Why should you be able to hear it, Gary, and us who are paying £60, £70 a month not be able to hear what's going on at Stockley Park? It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, you see how Webb as well says like, oh, FIFA doesn't allow us to do those, but you look at the Premier League and they're not doing the laws for handball, which UEFA do. So why are we following FIFA's ruling?
There's too many organisations that are involved in it with all their rules and regulations, and they've all got their own opinions, and nobody wants to just accept that not everyone's right. Some people's rules are better. They're not always going to please people, but I think they need to just all combine everything into one, so that when you go and play in Europe in the week, you're playing by the same rules as what you are on a Saturday when you play away at Burnley.
Yeah. I just think as well that they always get involved unnecessarily to find something an issue. Where in rugby sometimes the referee will ask for assistance. I don't think the referee asks for assistance in VAR. They're just told a situation. Go look at the monitor.
I didn't think it was a foul, but now I'm going to have to go and look at the screen. Goes and looks at the screen, and he's probably thinking in his head, well, no, I don't think it's a foul, but my boss has told me to have a look at this. Oh, and maybe I've made a mistake. Oh, I'll just give it anyway then, if they've told me to look at the screen. Well, if that's not what you believe in, mate, don't go and look at the screen.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess.
It is a mess, and I think that is the one word you can use to describe it, is just a mess.
And then Arteta's comments afterwards.
Well, look, I'll always back my manager, and I think Arteta's one of them managers where if he's your manager, you love him. And
he wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he?
Exactly. You love the passion. You love that he wants to win and the fight that he has for your club. If he's your opposition's manager, I mean, I used to hate Jose Mourinho. I hated him when he was at Chelsea. I hated him when he was at Tottenham and Man United. Just his cockiness and his bitterness. I hated it. But if I think about it, that is exactly what Arteta's doing. He's got that side to him. So for me, I love it. The amount of people that I've spoken to and say that they don't like it and they think he should just shut up and just stick to his game. But it's passion at the end of the day. He's getting paid a wage to go out and put 11 players on the pitch and win the game. And if they can't win the game because of stupid decisions, not saying we would have won the game, but we could have easily been playing against 10 men, or we could have easily been playing with 10 men that night. The result could have changed if they made the right decisions. I think VAR. I think the game could have gone one or two ways, but it was definitely a foul on Gabriel. I'll stick with that, and I think he's got every right to come out and say what he's got. He's got an opinion at the end of the day. Why is a man at the age of 40 or whatever he is not allowed to come out and say an opinion live on telly?
That's like Mourinho, isn't it? He used to say something about the referee and get fined for it, but he's been set up to answer the question, and he says what he feels like.
Why should you get fined for giving your opinion?
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you ask the question.
Yeah, I mean, I'll stick with Arteta, and I think he doubled down and he stuck by his words. He could have easily said in the week when he had his press conference for Seville, he could have easily come out and said, "No, to be fair, hands up, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said what I said." But no, he didn't. He stuck by his guns. The club have stuck by him as well, because I think there's been so many decisions that have gone against us. I mean, we were going for the title last year, and they forgot to draw the lines against Brentford. They called offside on Gabriel Martinelli when they couldn't even see the opposition player with a camera angle. There's so many things that went wrong for us last year. I'm not saying that VAR cost us the title, because I think Aaron Ramsdale did, but I'm not saying that. I think
Aaron Ramsdale did.
Yeah, I do think
Really?
about it. Yeah, I don't know. I think he had a lot going on.
He kept you in that Liverpool game.
Yeah, he did, but some of the mistakes he made, like look at Southampton at home, playing with the ball at his feet, and I don't know. Just as a team, I think we just bottled it. I'll put my hands up and say that. It's hard to say, but anyhow, it's done now. I mean, City smashing 6 past Bournemouth. I still don't think they look the side of what they were last year. I think it could be anyone's title this year, to be fair. I don't really.
I mean, they just lost 2, and then they got some easy fixtures, didn't they?
I mean,
seems to be the case. Always lose a couple of games, and then they get a nice easy run, get some confidence back.
Yeah, like United.
What about them?
Well, if you just look at them now, they lost to Palace, lost to Galatasaray, and they played Brentford at home, Sheffield United away, Copenhagen at home, win all them. They played 2 hard ones, City and Newcastle, losing both. Win an easy little game away at Craven Cottage. And then they go and lose at Copenhagen, do you know? You got Luton this weekend.
We're not talking about United, mate. Joking.
I think it's time to go for Ten Hag. I mean, look, I've watched plenty of United games with you over the years. And I'm not just copying what people are saying online, because you can say it yourself, I've always sort of said this. I don't ever see a style to your game of what you're trying to achieve. I think the only style I ever saw was under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when you looked good away from home, when you used to hit people on the counter attack and get them wins. I think you had a record, didn't you, under Ole?
Yeah, I'm beaten in a certain amount of away games. I think we broke a record or something, but no, I don't think you can get rid of Ten Hag. He's got the most wins as a United manager at the moment. Is that, I think, 50 games or first to 50 wins? 62%.
That would have been last season. This season,
all the crap he's had though since he started.
Oh, Arteta had the same. Look at what.
And how long did it take Arteta to get through? All the crap to get a decent side going.
About £400 million less. He's had the money, Ten Hag. He's just not got the brain. I think the Premier League's too big for him, to be fair. I don't think he gets his point across. I think it's like, when Arsenal had Unai Emery. I mean, he's doing a cracking job now at Villa, but I feel like the job was too big for him at the time. And I think that's sort of the same with Ten Hag. He's a great manager.
Look where Ajax are now, then.
I think they have got, over the years, they have got rid of quite a few of their players, haven't they?
Well, yeah, they always
probably just not producing as much as what they want.
But no, I think if you're the United board, you got to stick with him.
Well, have you even got a board at the moment? What's going on at United? Glazer's
just Fergie, innit, up there?
Just Fergie, yeah.
It's a mess, mate. But I won't go on about United. Get me on a rant.
Nearly got you there as well, didn't I? Tottenham Chelsea, though, that happened Monday night. What a game that was.
Yeah, we got Forest Villa on the Sunday with Luton Liverpool 1-1
Do you know
as
what?
well.
I totally forgot that there was football on Sunday. I was hanging bad after Newcastle. What a night out that was. But yeah, I think Villa, again, Forest is a tough place to go. Well, they got the win, Forest, but I heard on TalkSport that Villa didn't really turn up.
No, I didn't really. But it's a good win from Forest, 2-0. I do like Steve Cooper.
They've got some good players, Forest. I mean, they've
Yeah.
got a massive squad. But some of their individual players, you look at them, they could slot into any Premier League side, really.
We like Awonyi on this channel.
Who?
Awonyi.
What, the striker?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
Me and Deals, we always liked Awonyi. We're following him when he was on that record run.
Oh, right, yeah.
Unfortunately, missed out on Vardy's record.
I mean, just look at some of the players they've got. I'm just looking at their bench now. Andre Santos, Serge Aurier, Willy Bolly, Danilo. Danilo was being looked at by Arsenal for a while. Checo Kouyaté, Premier League experience. Nuno Tavares, Matt Turner, Nico Williams, Brian Yates.
Yeah, look at the pace they got as well. Alanga, Awonyi, Gibbs White. Is it Dominguez? Is he quick? Yeah. I can't remember.
That Sangari's a massive signing from PSV in the summer. 30 million. Massive signing.
Yeah.
A couple of Chelsea loanees in there as well, I think they got. Oh, Callum Hudson-Odoi weren't in the squad.
Oh, yeah.
Good player. Divock Origi they signed, but putting a bit of timber now, isn't he?
Right, I'll let you loose then on the Monday game. Spurs Chelsea. You spoke about it earlier.
Well, VAR controversy, or did they get it right? I think it was a bit of both. I think Romero and what's the guy's name? Udogie. I think they were both very, very lucky to stay on the pitch in this first half before they both received their red cards. Udogie obviously went in, studs up on Sterling. What does it take now? Someone to get their ankle broken for them to be red carded? Absolute ludicrous tackle. I think he got away with one there.
I highly disagree on that.
No, if Sterling,
you barely got to touch things nowadays, and you get a red card.
Yeah, but you can't go in with two boots up. It's
you can't.
Ridiculous. Absolute ridiculous.
But what should Havertz been sent off then for that challenge?
Yeah. Because if he'd caught him, he would have hurt him.
But he didn't catch him.
He didn't catch him, but the intent was there.
Well, the intent was to block the ball, wasn't it? They're going to try and catch him. He's trying to block the ball.
Who knows? But it was very, very fast-paced, very quick game. I got in I play football on a Monday with yourself, obviously, as you know.
Yeah, I'm there.
Got in 6 minutes. It was already 1-0 Tottenham. I thought, oh, God, they're going to do it. They're going to go unbeaten for the whole season. Oh, God's sake, I'm thinking. Anyway, then they went 2-0 up and then they disallowed it. I thought, oh, God, this is going to be 3 or 4. Chelsea really are in the mud. And then Chelsea sort of kicked into gear. They looked a different side. I mean, they were doing them on the counter-attack. They were playing very well, I thought, Chelsea.
But they had 9 men.
Yeah, I mean, well, I thought about just that 15-minute spell where they got the penalty and scored. Obviously, Sterling scored. It was a handball. And Caicedo scored, but Jackson was offside, I think it was. And obviously Romero got sent off. Cole Palmer scored. Then it all just all stemmed from there. Postecoglou got yellow carded, even though he said that growing up he always got taught to respect the refs. And why are you questioning them then, mate? mate. That's all he says, isn't it, mate? Udogie got sent off, and then it was just game over from Tottenham. I mean, they were playing that high line. I was saying earlier that they were getting praised for playing that high line. Embarrassing. If they shut up shop, if they just sat there and put all their 9 men behind the ball and done Chelsea on the counter, I think Pochettino come out before the game in his press conference and said, we're really struggling to break teams down at the moment. And Big Ange, he done the complete opposite. He gave them a high line, let them get their pace behind them. They scored 3 sweaty goals. But yeah, I think that's a false result really for Chelsea. Obviously they had to win, playing 9 men. But
I suppose they had a few injuries as well. Van der Ven pulled out with his hammy. Maddison's out.
I'd never celebrate injuries. Never. Really bad to see. That really was really bad. Only joking. Best thing to happen to Tottenham all season, that is. Van der Ven and Maddison get injured.
No, calm down. Yeah, Maddison out to 2024, apparently.
Really?
Because he's just pulled out from the England squad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You take that back now, didn't you?
I'm just giving a little fist pump in the air as we speak. But Van der Ven, I think my friend's a Tottenham fan, and he was saying to me, I've just come back from Bali, and when we were out there, he was saying he'll make the team of the season. He's unbelievable. I think they found their William Saliba, but unfortunately for them, it looks like he's going to be out for a long time as well.
William Saliba.
Yeah, top class defender, mate. Generational talent.
Oh, God.
Oh, dear. Anyway, I think Tottenham will get beat this weekend away at Wolves. The Wolf Pack will assemble.
The Wolf Pack?
Yeah, and they will they'll beat
Here we go. Let's have a quick look at the games then. Go on then. So Wolves have got Spurs. So yeah, you're saying Wolves going to win that one?
Yeah.
Arsenal
3-0
Burnley.
Wolves. Arsenal Burnley should be a comfortable 3 points, but obviously, as I was saying, Burnley. I don't know, mate. It'd be one of those. If we do lose, they'll go and lose 6-0 next week.
And then we got some big games. United against Luton. Cool.
Well, I'll tell you now, if you do not get 3 points there, Ten Hag has to go. He has to go. You need to get 3 points. I do think you'll win. You'll win comfortably.
I think. No, I don't think so. But it would be major questions if he loses that game. He can't lose that game. Or we can't.
To be honest, 2 years ago, Man United at home to Luton, you probably would have been about 10-1 on. You're only 3-1 on.
3-1.
3-1 on, and Luton are just over 8-1. If anyone's a betting man, and I think that's a good little $5 bet on Luton there.
Palace Everton.
Oh, well, both of them are playing well at the moment.
Could go either way, that one, couldn't it? Yeah. Bournemouth Newcastle, 5:30.
Oh, they're on 5:30 again, are they? How convenient. Have you seen that? Have you seen that?
No, go on.
Their Newcastle's past 6 games or whatever have all been 5:30 kickoffs, and they're saying that 5:30 is the prime time in Saudi for people to watch football on a Saturday.
Oh, okay.
So
interesting.
I think there's been a little backhander there from the old Geordies to get them scheduled in for the 5:30 fixture. Hopefully they lose. There's becoming a little bit of a rivalry now between Arsenal and Newcastle. I don't know why, but it seems to be some sort of little rivalry going on. So anyway, I'm going for a Bournemouth win. Bounce back from that 6-1 away.
Very opinionated, this guest this week.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, sorry. You won't have me back next week.
No, you'll be off. Villa, Fulham. Villa probably should bounce back from last week's disappointing result against Fulham.
Villa's home form has been really good under Unai Emery. Just looking now, they've lost 1 in their last 12. They've lost 1. That's in all comps.
Jeff, he's got the facts and all. He wants to come back next week.
18 in their last 18. Sorry, I'm just looking now. Last 18, they've only lost 1 in all comps. Right. So that's home form stretching back to February last year. They lost on the 18th of February, and guess who?
February last year or this year?
February this year. Sorry, February this year.
Okay. Who did they lose to? Arsenal.
Yeah. Little Emi Martinez own goal from a rocket from Jorginho. What a day that was.
Oh yeah, you was there, weren't you?
I was there, mate.
That was the 3-2.
4-2.
You scored 4-2. You scored 3 or
threw on goal when he opened goal. Martinez decided to go up for the corner.
That was it, yeah. Brighton and Sheffield United as well on Sunday at 2:00. Probably Brighton win there.
Yeah, I'll go for a Brighton win.
And then same as Liverpool Brentford at 2.
Nothing else but a Liverpool win. I mean, they lost in the week, but
to be fair, there's 4 2:00 games, by the way. That's great scheduling by Sky Sports.
Yeah, nice. Well, Villa, Brighton, Liverpool, West Ham will play Europa League, don't they? So they all have to play on a Sunday. But yeah, bad scheduling.
Yeah, West Ham, Forest.
Forest could cause a little upset, I think. I'm going for Forest win there.
And then the big game, and I put that in quotation marks, Chelsea Man City.
At Chelsea as well.
At Chelsea.
Did you see that Anthony Taylor got demoted after his howler a couple of weeks back for Newcastle Wolves? He got demoted to the EFL.
Done a bad decision in the EFL.
Yeah, and now he's promoted again. And
in this game.
The biggest game. Unbelievable. You couldn't make it up. Where's the discipline? But probably, it's got to be a City win, surely. Or Chelsea now on their title charge after that big London derby win. Never know.
I'd be interested to see how Haaland gets on with Thiago Silva. I think he struggles sometimes with a half-decent centre-back.
Yeah.
Like when Saliba had him in his pocket.
I don't want to say nothing. I thought I can't be too opinionated.
Yeah, Saliba had in his pocket for that game. But, yeah. That'd be interesting to see how they get on. Chelsea. Starting to gel a bit now with the team. A lot of changes going on.
Well, if you look at it, they've got the first top half. You're in the top half of the table for the first time this year or something silly like that. I mean, they had a couple of wins, Fulham and Burnley. Then they went 2-0 up against us. Lost at home to Brentford, but I think that was a bit of a tough game for them, to be fair. Beat Blackburn in the Cup and then beat Tottenham. So it is looking on the up for Chelsea. Rather than being in the top 4 of Tottenham. Yeah.
So for all their stuff that their club's going through, United are on 18 points, Chelsea on 15. But
there you go.
There's nothing spoken about Chelsea.
No, because I think everything's been said about Chelsea, and I don't think anyone really expects anything from them anymore.
No,
I don't. Not expects, but I think everyone knows that they're in a massive transition. I mean, the overhaul they've had in their squad's been ridiculous. I think from 2 years ago, their squad's unrecognisable. Whereas United have still got a few players they've had for a few years now. Ten Hag's obviously brought in his type of player.
They ain't done nothing.
Yeah, it's not like Pochettino's brought in his type of player either. Do you know what I mean? He's just brought in, well, what he's been told, really. I think Todd Bowley's really signed everyone that...
Every youngster.
Yeah, he's just gone on football manager mode. Youngsters with potential, and he's gone, I'll have all of them.
Yeah.
Realised he can't have them all in the starting 11, or as he had the starting 12 that time.
He thinks there's an offence and a defence.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Thinks they all change positions every time.
You got special teams coming in.
But yeah, I think Chelsea get like a little Europa League spot this year. I think the top 4 probably stay the same: City, Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal. Not in that order, but I do think that'll probably stay as it is. And just whilst I'm here, a little prediction for me going down, relegation.
We'll probably get you on before the season was relegated.
I'm going to go for Burnley, Everton,
season ends,
and Luton.
Burnley, Everton
and Luton. Yeah.
Nah.
I think
you think Sheffield United are going to stay up?
Yeah. I think Burnley keep hold of Vincent Kompany for too long. And it'll be too late to change anything. They'll already be gone.
I don't think he's getting the sack, regardless.
That's what I'm saying. Luton. Well, Luton are Luton. I just don't think they've got the squad to do 38 games in the Premier League. And Wolves, they won't sign anyone in January. And I think they'll slip off.
Who, Wolves?
Yeah, Wolves in the late.
You think Wolves are going down?
Yeah.
So say that again. So you think Burnley,
Everton and Wolves.
So you think Luton's going to stay up? Bournemouth's going to stay up? Bournemouth have won 1 in 11 games.
Have I
same
just
as Luton.
contradicted myself? Have I said 4 people to go down?
I don't know. But...
Final prediction is Burnley. Oh no, can't have all of them. Oh, look, all right, numpty now, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get you on next week, mate. Get the views.
Let me have a little think about this. There's
Luton,
Too many rubbish teams
Bournemouth,
that could.
Burnley, and
Someone's
Sheffield
got to step
United
up.
have won one game out of 11.
Mm.
So one of them, three of those four are going down.
I just think Wolves will be there or thereabouts.
I think Gary Neal will get them out.
I just don't see them. I don't think they're going to be signing anyone in January because they've got this thing over them as well where they can't sign anyone at the moment.
They've still got talent in that squad.
But I think they'll sell in January. I think they'll sell some players just to balance the books.
We'll see. Yeah, I think definitely the four teams at the bottom now, three of them are going to go down. So
I think Bournemouth will sack their manager first. I can't even think of what the guy's name is now.
I don't know either. I was surprised they got him in over
Ariola, or whatever his name is.
I was surprised they got him in over Gary Neal. Guy who kept him up after a 9-0 smashing at Liverpool.
Yeah.
And you get rid of him in the summer to get this guy in. And he's won 1 in 11.
Yeah, I'm looking at their squad at the moment. It's not really a Premier League squad, is it? Bournemouth. Not looking good, mate. Not looking good at all.
No. And then lastly, we'll touch on the England squad.
Yeah, that come out yesterday, didn't it? I mean, you know how I feel about the England squad.
No, I don't. Go on, enlighten me.
Well, please tell me how Calvin Phillips still gets a call up. Please tell me how Jordan Henderson still gets a call up. And well, because they're not playing, but they're getting called up. But then Southgate comes out and says about Ramsdale's situation. I think longer term, we're just going to have to see how it is. Well, hang on a minute. The geezers be playing well in a good Arsenal squad. Back end of last year, obviously, it went downhill a little bit. At the start of the season, it wasn't too bad. Obviously, we brought in Raya. But he's now saying that he's going to drop Ramsdale and he's not going to bring Ramsdale along, which I think is a disgrace. But you can bring Calvin Phillips along. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is probably England's best right back. Him and Ben White, I think they're up there. And neither of them get called up.
Well, Ben White, there's something going on there, definitely, after the World Cup.
I think he must have told him to go, you know what, do you know what I mean? At the World Cup, and that's why he come home.
I get what you mean with Wan-Bissaka. There's not a right back that's very defensive orientated in terms of like one-on-one. So he's a good alternative to have, but obviously, is there much point having him in these games? You'd probably want him in a tournament to pick him, and he obviously doesn't like him because the way he plays on the ball. So, yeah, but for the Calvin Phillips one, it's a tough one because who gets in ahead of him? Do you think?
It's not a case of who gets in ahead of him. It's just, surely to God, you've got to be playing regular football in order to get into this England squad. I always used to hate it when we had strikers that weren't banging form and they were getting called up over people who were scoring hat-tricks every week in the Premier League or scoring a goal here and there that you could tell they were red-hot form and they weren't getting called ups for England. And you're thinking, how comes the regulars are still getting called up and they're not even playing? I mean, going back to the Ramsdale situation, I know I keep going on about it, but Southgate come out and said, and I've got it here on a quote, if we get to March and he's 6 months without playing regularly, I'm never going to promise things that I couldn't guarantee delivering. How does that work with him, but not Calvin Phillips? It just baffles me. He's got his players, Southgate, and he'll always stick by them.
Yeah.
Always. I don't watch England enough really to. Well, I watch them in the tournaments, but I'm not going to sit here and say that I watch all their games and all this. I like club football more than international for me.
Yeah, because we don't win nothing.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But it's just you have a bit more affiliation with your club more than your country football. Really, I think as a country we've sort of not lost our love with the England squad, but I think it's just getting a bit boring, a bit samey. I mean, go up and down the country with the squad. Don't play all your games at Wembley. Up to Newcastle, St James's Park. Go to Anfield. Go to the new.
Don't they in Anfield, will they?
But you know, I'm
I
just
know what you
saying, just
mean. Yeah, I know what you mean.
tour
Yeah.
the country. You got to play Spain. They don't play at their national stadium. They play all around the country. Italy do the same. All the countries in Europe get all their fans involved in the nations team by taking the team around the country. You're
Who's
not
going
going
to play at Wembley then? Who's going to
to
pay for
play
that?
there in bigger games. Just play there in bigger games.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
get what you mean with some friendlies, but I think they do. They had some games away. I mean, we got spanked 4-0 in it last year, and it was
Yeah,
at
that
Wolverhampton.
was at Wolverhampton. Yeah, it's against Hungary.
So there is some games that are different locations and stuff. But yeah, I get what you mean.
I don't know. I just think they could do more. They could do more as a country to get everyone back in love with it, because everyone just turns it on when we're in the tournament, and we all get excited, and then it all fizzles out.
Yeah. I mean, you can't. I don't know how you can't win a final in your own stadium with like 90,000 fans there. I'm still not over that.
No, I know.
How the players aren't motivated to get that win, and how you go defensive football after getting the lead after, was it 5 minutes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I do. I like seeing that Mark Gahey. I think he's a good centre half. I'd like to see him at Arsenal, to be fair, in the January window. Just
What,
like
Saliba?
yeah, I mean, even as backup. I mean, we've only got one decent centre half as backup, and that's like Kyrgios. But yeah, just get him in. Look at the midfielders that we've called up. He classes Trent as a midfielder. Bellingham, obviously in a league of his own. Conor Gallagher. Henderson, no. Phillips, no. And then Declan Rice. Yeah, I don't even think that England squad looks strong, mate. And who are we playing? Malta and North Macedonia. Come on. Who wants to watch that?
Are these the remaining European games?
Yeah, these are the qualifiers.
They should just seriously just revamp the squad and just bring in players that, maybe like young players that will play for England in a few years' time. Give him some experience in the shirt, give him a cap. Not Harry Kane to bang 6 goals in and get his records up. That's what's going to happen. I think some of the players that missed out that could have been in there, obviously Sterling, Cole Palmer,
Cole Palmer probably deserved to. Yeah.
Livramento,
Tell you
Newcastle
what,
defender.
when I was up there at the week, see Livramento, I was just screaming at Martinelli to knock the ball past him and try and beat him, and he couldn't. He couldn't. He played really well, that Livramento. I think he come on. But yeah, he done really well. He done really well. And come from Southampton in the summer. I think he had a big fee behind him. But just give these sort of players a chance in these qualifiers.
Don't particularly know how Rashford's got in.
I mean, Rashford had that one purple patch last season.
Yeah, but that just always happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, cheers for coming on, Ollie.
No, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, and good luck with the rest of the season. Hopefully to jump back on sometime soon. And yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you back on. Yeah, we'd maybe win Arsenal lose or something.
See your reactions.
Yeah.
Top stuff. Cheers, Dills.
Cheers. See you later, all.